Hi everybody, and welcome back to Yoga for Sexual Health. I'm Wendy Strgar, and I'm really excited to be here as ever with my favorite yoga teacher, Caitlin Young. And today we're going to do a series of three segments. That's for
Lumbopelvic
stability.
Health.
Yeah. So that's a really great word. Just if anybody else out there doesn't know that word besides me, lumbopelvic, and what it means is
lumbar spine,
low
back,
pelvis.
And then we're also going to include where the femurs, the thigh bones, connect into the hip socket.
And those are all really, really important connections if you want to have passionate, intimate sex. So she's going to show us some exercises, and then she's going to show me how to do it right, and that will help you do it right. So we're going to just dive right in, and we're going to start with, what are we going to start with?
One thing I want to just outline that I was sharing with Wendy is that to be strong and to be open requires kind of three phases. So this first phase, we're going to focus on awareness of the pelvic floor muscles, of the low abdominals. The next segment is going to focus on opening the muscles of the hips and the lower back, so releasing. And then the third one is going to be strengthening those little attachment muscles, strengthening ourselves in supportive standing poses. So those go together, and if you jump right in to strengthening without the awareness of the pelvic floor, instability happens. If you just do opening, you won't have the strength to hold yourself in lovemaking. So
right, and so actually that is actually a really important feature. And the awareness part, I just want to say from my experience, because even when we are sort of standing next to each other in a yoga class, which happens on a rare, sweet occasion, you know, you're always reminding me order of operations. And truthfully, if you're not awake, like I'm not awake, to pulling up and feeling that pelvic floor, then it's almost impossible to release or strengthen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to start.
We're going to start with the transverse fire. And this is an exercise. I'll just go ahead and jump right into it.
Okay.
This exercise is pretty safe for most people. You're not doing a lot of lifting or curling or anything like that. So we're going to start lying down. And then we're going to practice, which we did in the last video, this imprint of the pelvis. So we're not using the pelvic floor, we're using navel to spine to flatten the back. And then we lift the legs one at a time into a tabletop, right? So shins are parallel to the floor. I'm going to zip my knees together so I've got the inner thighs working and the low abs working. Just holding this position is work already. Pelvic floor lifting in and up, navel to spine, inner thighs drawing toward each other.
And your back is kind of
flat.
Impressed.
Yeah, imprinted. So the work here, we're going to do this 3 times, is on pulling your knees toward you and simultaneously pushing away with your hands. So you create your own resistance to create this fire on the transverse abdominis. So here we go. I'm going to breathe in to start. Exhale, flatten, pull, and push.
And that's on the exhale.
Yeah. Inhale to back off. Exhale, flatten, pull, and push. And I'm shaking. I don't know if you can see. It's a lot of work. So one more time. And then rest. So it's a great way to fire up your body before any exercise. If you're going for a walk or a run or yoga or lovemaking, amazing way to get those muscles working for you.
And so now I'm going to try, and I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of things that I sort of witnessed you do, but wasn't quite able to sort of figure out how to find myself. And so the first thing I want to do is
start with the feet down.
Okay.
And then we'll just soften the shoulders and get comfortable in the head. And then we'll take an imprint of the low back. Good. And let's do that a couple times just because we haven't been moving much today. So just a couple imprints, making sure you're really engaging with the pelvic floor and not the hip flexors.
And I'm pulling up the pelvic floor to make that imprint. I'm not using my legs to do it.
Right. So the hip flexors are staying soft. Beautiful.
There we go. That's a difference already.
So less hip flexor, more deep musculature. Beautiful. Yeah, so the next time you go into that flat position, let's hold it there. And then you'll float one leg up at a time into tabletop. Beautiful. And then we'll zip the knees together. So you're probably feeling the work already, right? Bringing the head in line with the spine. Beautiful. So let's take a breath in and just reconnect navel to spine on your exhale. Yeah, sinking down. And then we'll bring the hands onto the thighs. And we'll do 3 transverse fires. So the inhale breath just softens us. Yeah, nice. The exhale breath, navel to spine, push and pull. pull and push. And then the inhale softens us. Beautiful. Do it twice more. Exhale, navel to spine. Pull the knees, push the thighs. Shake, shake, shake. Open the chest. Inhale, relax. One more time. Exhale, navel to spine. Pull and push. Yeah, and then inhale, soften. Hug the knees into the chest. Let your head move side to side.
That is really hard.
Really hard, right?
Yeah.
But it's also pretty safe.
Uh-huh. And actually, it really does. I mean, I'm hot now. I was cold before because this room isn't that warm.
Yeah.
And that really heats up your whole core.
It's great, right?
Yeah. And actually just such an incredibly great reminder for like where all the other action has to start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's called
transverse fire.
Transverse fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Transverse abdominis, deep layer connecting pubic bone all the way up the front.
And for people who aren't really strong, and even if they can't get to this pull-push thing, even just holding this and really holding from in here and not these hip flexors, that's going to strengthen them just doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
So there we go, transverse fire.
Join us next for opening the hips and low back.